you know, in his American accent. I didn't mind being the underdog. And then what happened was he'd actually walked from the centre to go to the bathroom, and he forgot to take his pass with him. So hey, I thought I'll be the good boy, and then the security guard stopped him, and then another guy came over because obviously Marty's big, and I said, look, I can vouch for him, he's the world champion. You know, they weren't going to let him back into the centre because obviously he forgot his pass.
No.
Hey, was I a good guy there? Was I a good guy there? Well, otherwise he might still be out in the car park.
As Marty Nothstein is 6'2", by the way, and is quite a heavy lad. I should think that if he really wanted to get involved with the security guards, I think I know who would come off best in his circumstances. It might have not done his cycling any good, but certainly Marty, a big fellow, a chap who spends a lot of time riding on the road as well, and his whole ambition was centred around getting a gold medal in the Olympic Games on his home ground in America this year at Atlanta. He got the silver. He said to me early on he's quite happy with that. And he said the problem of sprinting at the moment, Russell, is that there's so many good guys. 8 to 10 of them are there. In the old days, you said, well, 3 or 4 good sprinters, you knew virtually you were going to get into the semi-final. Now you've got to be very careful all the way through. There's so many good boys out there.
And we've seen a lot of the good boys here.
And just to tell you, Marty Nothstein, 6'2", weighs 214 pounds, whereas Darryn Hill, just behind him, is only 5'8", but he weighs 205 pounds. So it's short, compact, and built into strong, muscular man. He's now gone into the... Oh, good flick, Russ.
That's right, so Darryn Hill takes the lead. Going down the back straight, lap and a half to go. Marty's got it all to do now. Darryn Hill starts to swing up, but the speed already, they're over 30 miles an hour. Darryn Hill from Australia launches the lead from the front. He's looking under his arms. Marty's got to run at him now. Remember, it's only 250 metres round on this steep track. Darryn Hill, Marty's closed the gap. What can he do now? Darryn Hill's really giving it all he can. He's riding high. Marty's got to come over if he can down the home straight. No, he hasn't got in his legs. Good victory there for the Australian, the 240-pound guy.
Oh, this is going to be some sprinting here. He's got that one. Darryn, the world champion in Bogota 1995, now comes good there and takes that one. So first blood to the Australian, and Nothstein does not look happy at all.
An excellent flick there by Darryn Hill to take the front. Actually caught Marty a bit he was napping a bit actually there. So he's got the gap there, the Australian. He's looking, and he's weaving, which puts Marty off as well. He's going up and down the track. It's all legal stuff, this. He puts his head down. You see how he's looking under his arms. 250 metres to go. He's still not full on there. See the way he looks under his arms to say, where is this big American? He's looking again.
I think is the word.
There he goes again. Look, he's out of the saddle, but look the way he looks. He's looking under his legs there. He can't see the American's wheel. Now he's just going to turn it on. There's only 100 metres to go. He turns it on there. That's just all power there. He's not even looking there. It's power. All the way to the line, boom. Hello. Another good victory. So that's the first one. Best of 3 rides.
Well, stick with us on Eurosport, live from Manchester. We will be moving on in the programme to the next event, which will be the women's pursuit in the semi-final. But a very good ride out there by Darryn Hill, the champion from 1995. Semi-finals in our programme, and now coming out onto track, the chance for revenge. Rousseau, there you see the 1 against his name. That's he got the first of the rounds, and at this moment Chiappa has to get something special.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for something special because obviously the Frenchman's won up. So what the Italian, I suppose what he's going to have to do is actually ride it from the front and maybe slow it down, maybe try to pin the Frenchman up against the fence as long as he can, and then dive off and give it all he can. But he's got to try something because he doesn't get any more chance. If he does this, that's it. He's out for the bronze medal. So there's a good picture of the Italian Chiappa. Got the stars and stripes and a wild eagle on the front of his helmet. So the Italian leads off, a little push there from the mechanic. So as soon as he pushes off, he's looking straight away. You can't take your eyes off anybody in this sprinting. You've got to be looking the whole time. So there's our Olympic champion over 1 kilometre, twice world champion.
And of course, Chiappa's been a champion too as a junior rider and as a tandem partner, so they know what it is to get gold medals. Right now in front of this tense crowd, mostly every seat occupied, those that are emptied because somebody's just had to nip out to see a man about a dog or
get a baked potato.
Yes.
With beans and cheese on.
They're very nice, aren't they?
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Back to the action here. So Chiappa, the Italian, I think he's really got to ride it from the front. The previous ride, he thought I'd be smart and just sit on his wheel and try to pop past him. I tell you what, he couldn't do it because Rousseau was going at 40 miles an hour and it was difficult to pop past him. So Chiappa, I'm sure the directors told him to ride it from the front. That's the only way he can do it. So he's got to keep his eyes on it. The speed's starting to pick up as well. Remember, we've only got 2 laps to go already, and the action's already starting to happen. The Chiappa, the Italian's on the front. He's looking and looking and looking. This is a bit early here, but Chiappa realised he's got to keep the speed up high. Oh, Rousseau's right at him already. We're going down the back straight.
Well, Chiappa now has gone into the lead, and he certainly has stolen the march on Rousseau, but Rousseau's got a wonderful turn of speed. He's got a big man up in front, and it's over 1 lap to go. Now just inside the final lap. Here we go, and still Chiappa's going for this one, and Rousseau on his wheel. He's now close up. On Chiappa's, I think, got to be a bit tough to take him up. He's going to do it. Is Rousseau? No, Rousseau's done it. That's it. Well, on Rousseau, moving on now, having got 2 straight rides, will go to the final. He's going to get a medal of some sort or another, and the tremendous performance there means that the man who's been collecting medals as a kilometre rider now has a chance of getting something in the sprinting part of the track programme, and that really is great as far as he's concerned.
As we go back to the action again, as you see it, the Italians, the only thing he could do is try to lead it out. He's looking under his arms. He's trying to fox Rousseau, the Frenchman, but now that the Frenchman's coming at him now. The Italian's riding high. Rousseau's coming at him. He's coming, he's coming. The Italian gets out of saddle, tries to get a little bit more energy, a little bit more power out of that body he's been training. And now it's neck and neck and neck down the home straight, but who's got the power? It's Rousseau, the Frenchman. Here we go. Hello at the line. He puts his hands up. Great victory for the Frenchman. And just along next to us is the French Channel, and they were happy about that.
I think so, but don't you think perhaps somewhat last night that I certainly think that Chiappa probably was a bit exhausted from his performances last night. He didn't have ride through as easy as Rousseau did. Going on to the second of the semi-finals. Here lined up Marty Nothstein and Hill, and that really, I think, will hurt Nothstein not to have got that first round. So this could in fact mean they go through into a decider, because now Rousseau has beaten Chiappa in 2 straight races. Let's see if Nothstein can level the score.
Yeah, I think Nothstein's got to do the same thing. Maybe win. He's got to ride it from the front, because he's not going to be able to get around Darryn Hill. There's a good shot there at Darryn Hill, deep concentration there. He's got the tinted glasses, because obviously we're indoors and he doesn't want the light to affect him, so he's got the tinted glasses on. So the Australian, the big Australian, 240 pounds, is on the inside. 1-0 up. He leads it off. It's 3 laps of the track. Good push there from Charlie Walsh, the director. And there's our world champion from a few days ago in the Keirin. He'd love to win this world title in the sprint. Remember, in Atlanta in the Olympics, he finished 2nd. He's 1-0 down here, and I just feel sure. I'd bet a pound on it.
Go on, what?
They'll actually lead it from the front. I think that's the way everybody knows this American, that the power he's got to get from the front. When he's behind, he's not that he's big and gangly, but he just doesn't seem to be able to get over these top-class sprinters, so he's got to go from the front.
They met before in 1994 when Nothstein won the World Championship. Hill was shoved back into 2nd place. They meet all the way throughout the season, but that's the last World Championship they came together in the final. And here we go.
Yeah, I can sense it. Marty's looking for the front, that's why it's going so hard. But Darryn Hill doesn't want him to come over. Marty's looking for a gap, but he can't find it. Darryn Hill's picking the speed up the whole time. He's picking up, and he's not going to be able to get over him already. It's a lap to go. Darryn Hill doing the same thing he did in the first ride. He's picking it up. Marty's got to go now. He's got to commit himself. Oh, that's nearly a touch of wheels there. This is what sprinting's all about. But Darryn Hill's determined to get this second ride to put him through to the final. No, it's no good for Marty. He hasn't done it. Darryn Hill, the Australians, won him.
Well, it's 2 clear wins, they say, Russell, but we found yesterday the judges often look again, because Nothstein took down Buran by moving out from the red line, and I think we'll look for that replay there to see Hill, while the crowd are saying well done. Did Hill move out from inside the red sprinters line and balk Nothstein on his way through? Because although Hill says I've got it and that's me, I'm in now for the finals, Nothstein, when we look at this one again, let's see what happens. Russell,
have a look.
See, Hill's inside the red line, okay.
Right, Hill's just on the red line there. Let's have a look.
And he flicked him out. I reckon he'll go for that one. I reckon he'll comply.
Yeah, I think so, because we were within 200 metres, so the Americans got nothing to lose. They put a complaint in and see what happens. Maybe we'll have another 3rd ride, so maybe there might be some life left in Marty Nothstein. Otherwise, he goes through to the final. Look
down the track centre, see if he's subjecting, Russell. I'm looking at the computers we've got here. In fact, the auditorium here, that's a big word for a track centre, isn't it? They're humming, aren't they, Russell?
Hey, this is the action here. This is between 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Nobody wants to be at the back on this one.
Yeah, these are riders who've come through all the various heats since the 24 qualifiers started to battle it out a couple of days ago, and they're riding up for the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. It's just a bit of a jolly, I suppose, but they all like to show they're still the best, and the American Arrue on the left-hand side, Buran down on the bottom, Magne bringing up the rear, and Kiksis, the big fellow, going into the lead right now. So Kiksis from Latvia takes the lead, just ahead Arrue of USA, and just behind them is Buran of Czechoslovakia, and the Frenchman Magne is way off the pace now. 1 lap to go, just a battle for the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th spots. Who's going to get this one? Kiksis then a past junior champion, putting all his power down here. Can anybody get past this fellow? No, they're all going to try, and is there a gap on the inside? Buran tried to come through, but he's not going to make it on the line. I would not like to call that one. I don't know, but Kiksis, I think, who's been leading throughout the competition the same way, going with over lap to go in front. This time he brought a whole swarm round about him like a big nest of bees. Zoom, 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 zoom. And I wouldn't like to pick the result. Come on, equal 5th, 6th and 7th.
It's the American Arrue from Kiksis from Gan, the Frenchman. But actually what made me laugh, if they continue on, is Pavel Buran, the Czech, was trying to get through on the inside.
Still, he always does that.
So there's Arrue. Remember, his family's from Chile. He's just got American citizenship. He's a happy man.
Yeah,
Here we go. 5th place.
So 5th to Arrue, 6th to Kiksis, 7th to Magne, and Buran, who was doing a usual trick of and diving and looking for a little slot to come through. In fact, that's how Buran Nothstein in the rise last night. He was all over the place, and Big Marty couldn't find him anywhere. I think he got hit pocket one time, and Buran, you see, third in line, was looking for a hole to go through. No way, and Kiksis just dragged him round here. And Arrue is a new name as far as we're concerned in spring. The Americans have got a whole lot of talent to spend their time racing. We don't all sit in Europe, but at this moment he really decided how to go. And see how Buran tried to poke his wheel inside and come down inside, but he got nowhere to go. He got blocked. And at the last minute, Magne left it a bit too late to come over the top. Look at that for a finish. Whew. Now, if I can just explain one thing, you're watching it on the box here at home, and you might find it fast to ride again. It must be very upsetting, Russell, for problems they've had, these two, apart from claims and the time to wait for the jury's verdict, to have that problem with the dampness on the track. Yeah,
it's very difficult for these riders, but I mean, they're just going to forget about that because they know whoever wins this goes through to the final. So they're just going to forget about all those problems. Just think about all the, the hard times they've had in the gym, the time spent out on the road in the rain, to all the travelling in the planes and small hotels and things like that, and just get on with it. And as I say that, Darryn Hill knows that Marty needs to lead from the front, but obviously it's too far to go from the gun. It's 3 laps. But Darryn Hill's right on the wheels, and as I say that, you hear the crowd shouting and screaming in the back straight. So the American Marty's on the front, Darryn Hill, the Australians, following close behind.
Well, Nothstein taking the silver medal in the Olympics. I actually spoke to him a couple of days ago and said, Marty, what's your plans now? He said, to stay in the sport, I want to go to Australia and I want the gold medal. Well, he's got to knock this Australian out to become world champion. We should see these two in action perhaps in 4 years' time for now. But right now, Russ, they're going some way.
Yeah, Marty's picking up down the back straight. He's doing exactly the same as he did before until that drink spill on the track. So Marty's starting to pick it up. Hill's starting to come at him. They're going to come down the home straight. There goes the bell. There's the big American Martin trying to hold him up, but Darryn Hill's running him. Martin's going to hold him up. I think he is holding him up. It's a good ride in by the American. They're down the back straight. Hill's trying to come in again, but Martin's holding him up. Now they're into the home straight. He's got one bite left. Darryn Hill's giving up. Marty Nothstein's going through. That's it. He's through to the final. What a ride. 10.959. The American's a happy man. There should be no complaints about that. That was a straight ride. I hope we see it again in the action. That was absolutely great. The crowd love it. That was just pure power, pure strength. Hey, which way's the beach? Hey, I love it. I love it. Look at that. And the crowd love it too.
Nothing showing that despite the problems of the previous rounds, and I suppose that Hill, whilst he knows now that he'd been knocked out of the final, realised he came up again a man with superb speed, and Hill did all he could to try and close down that gap. He left, I think, a bit too big a gap, Russell.
Yeah.